feels so weird to like introduce each other or ourselves and all that kind of stuff. But Nick, obviously, Lawrence and I, we've had the pleasure of working with you and getting to know you. You're always a funny guy. You send us some great memes. So I hope that never stops. So yeah, if you ever come across anything, just keep sending them over. But do you want to give our audiences a quick overview of your background?
Sure. I've been a software developer and then team lead and then architect and manager since around 2009 was when I finally joined the industry. Before that, it was just university. As well, during that entire time, it's been mostly consulting. So I was never a industry or in the industry as a full-time employee, always a consultant and mostly in the .NET stack, although recently contributing and helping out on some of the ServiceNow front end side.
Oh, very cool. How are you liking that?
It's very different. You have to play within their version of a sandbox, and you have to work with the
Yeah.
tooling that they provide. It requires some creativity in that sense.
That's good to hear. Yeah, because I always hear like a developer can do ServiceNow, but a ServiceNow person can't do full-on development.
Yeah, so the reason for that would be because as a ServiceNow developer, you're typically not doing what would be called server side. You're doing configurations and then JavaScript front side.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of your configurations would be in JavaScript, but you're not writing in like Go or Java or .NET for the server.
Over your 15-year career, you've seen, I guess, numerous different technologies and a lot of the newer stuff that's come out. So we just wanted to understand kind of, I guess, what are some of the emerging technologies that you're seeing in the software development field, and kind of what should developers be aware of?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I think about it a little bit, I would say that over the last probably 5 to 10 years, maybe 5 years would be a better time frame, technologies have not necessarily stabilized, but they have not been so much the focus of future development. It's become
Mm.
more architectural and organizational in terms of how the teams are structured. And so the reason for that would be things like microservices and modular monoliths. That's an architectural style. It can be done in many different technology stacks. The other thing is vertical slices, which is how you organize your uh, projects and how you organize and think about your application from different sections. And then the other thing that's really become popular is a domain focus. We're focusing more on the business side and the problems that the business has and how we're solving those problems, which then ties into things like vertical teams. So having everyone on the same team, even the business, so that the developers and the more technical people can understand what the business wants and needs. When the someone comes in and says, "Hey, we need to add this new feature because it's going to make us billions of dollars." Well, now the team understands that because they've been integrated with that business team. If we do kind of look back at some of the tech stuff that's facilitating that, though, it's certainly been things like React, Angular, those kind of decoupled front ends. But now what's kind of funny is now that those toolings are maturing, they're now kind of picking up different aspects of the older school type of development because now they're wanting web pages to render in the browsers as fast as possible, which means they're now doing server side rendering. And then there's still the whole thing around you have to have a server side, you have to have an API. So APIs are still super popular with server side technologies. As you can likely guess by the description of the technologies, web is still the top. It's still the king. It's going to be the king going forward. It's going to be tying into cloud. It's going to be easier to tie into AI. It's going to be easier to tie into distributed systems and blockchains and those kind of things. The last one that I'm also seeing more and more are all two things: security, so identity access management, and then, of course, integrating with some kind of AI or leveraging AI tooling.